Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Raw Recap here. Not an hour-and-a-half episode today, hopefully, but we had a great time doing the one last week, which was a lot of fun.
Well, we had a lot to cover last week.
I'm just saying, there's a lot to cover still for this episode, so I'm looking forward to it. I'm your host, John Rocha, joined as always by the editor-in-chief of Pro Wrestling Sheet, Ryan Satin. How are you?
I am doing fantastic. The draft is, well, I shouldn't say the draft is over because I feel like we're still having ramifications from the draft. There's still a bunch of free agents after the draft. So we're in the midst of the draft, I guess, still. But I'm feeling good. I liked last night's show. I've been happy with everything going on. So I'm looking forward to discussing it all.
There's still some Fox USA plugins to do during the draft. So there's a lot going on. There's still some shows that didn't get a chance to get highlighted and supposedly get connected with the WWE in some way. So there's a lot still to go for the draft.
I don't know what you're talking. Was that you trying to be shady?
Yeah.
Were you trying to throw shade?
Yeah.
Because they threw a few tie-ins to their network partners during a premiere episode that was based around two networks competing.
It's over for us. Us wrestling fans, it's over for us. We're afterthoughts. Anyway, let's get into this. Wait.
Let's
get into this.
Mr. Dramatic over here. Please.
I'm the dramatic one?
Yes. Please explain, because which segment are you even talking about? There was like two of them.
All of them. All from Smackdown into Raw. I didn't like that they were weaving in all like the hockey stuff, the soccer stuff, the football stuff, whatever. I don't know what else they got on there, but they posted.
You understood what the point of the episode was?
Of course I understood what the point of the episode was.
Just real fast.
This idea of a war room, this idea of a draft. Yes, I understood the point of the episode.
But then why are you so mad about it?
Because I didn't like it.
Well, it was
lame.
But not liking it and saying this signals the end for us as wrestling fans is very dramatic. Those are very different things.
Yeah, that's what you got to do nowadays. You see Stephen A. Smith, he makes $6 million a year making these crazy statements. So
yeah, but that's not what we're not here to make nonsensical statements.
I'm here to do what I want to do. You can do what you want to do. Do you want to get into this or not?
Okay, this should be a fun episode.
Anyway, Raw, you liked it last night? I didn't like it last night.
Shocking.
I thought there were two or three.
Rocha didn't like last night's episode based on this diatribe over here.
But there were three really great moments last night. But other than that, I just didn't like it overall.
I liked last night's Raw.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like draft stuff, though. I mean, especially because the whole Superstar Shakeup was so botched on the last one that we really needed to, get back to separate brands. And so, I really enjoyed last night's show, and I enjoyed the draft stuff. Look, you should be happy that they left the stuff with, Psych and Real Housewives off of the show, and they just put it on the internet. They had one thing with or two things with what?
There was things with Real Housewives even?
That they put on Twitter.
All right, yeah, go ahead.
So that's social content for, I'm sorry, Rocha, I don't know if you know how television works. I don't know if you ever watched any network, but literally every network does these types of things, especially with their sports content.
Tell me what's correlative to what we saw.
NBC does it all the time.
Don't just say everyone does it and have no examples.
NBC does it all the time.
So be specific. What did you see in NBC that does it all the time?
NBC has synergy amongst their brands, and NBC
again,
Universal.
Tell me an example. Where did you see this?
You need me to go specifically reference specific
You can't just say
times.
a generality.
I watch TV generally. I watch all the networks. I watch NBC, and they have synergy amongst the brands all of them. They have people on SNL. They have when they're doing when they have a block of shows, they'll do advertising all amongst themselves during big moments like Sweeps Week and stuff like that. I was on a fucking network show for 5 years on Channel 11 where we did synergy all the time. At TMZ, I produced an American Idol sketch where the people from American Idol came into TMZ, and we did a bunch of stuff with them, and then it didn't air on TMZ, it aired on American Idol, and they talked about it and dissected it on there. So it happens all the time. I'm not just making these things up and just throwing it out of my ass.
I just think what they're trying to do here is trying to bring quote unquote legitimacy to the WWE, and it bothers me.
Fox just got a new brand, and they're trying to advertise it to as many people as possible to bring different people in. You watch all these Fox Sports things? Hey, look at Troy Aikman's going to be on this show, so you should come check it out.
I get the logic. There's no need to explain the logic to me. I get it.
Well, clearly
I didn't like it. I cannot like the logic and still understand the logic.
I know that, but
I get past interference. I don't always like it.
Mad that they had a Real Housewives sketch that was on. Talking about WWE.
Just didn't like it.
You didn't even see it.
I still don't like the idea. I don't. Who's the dramatic one now? Anyway, are we going to jump into Raw?
Yes.
All right, let's do it. We had it was coming out from Denver, Maha, one of my favorite cities on in this country, rather. We had a recap of the stuff with The Fiend and Rollins, because that's really what's consuming the WWE universe nowadays, especially after that terrible stuff ending at Hell in a Cell. Interesting, we had a recap of the Smackdown, where he dragged him into the ring there, and then we jumped into Raw. Do you like the new intro and the new song on Raw?
The intro I like. The song's a little
flaccid.
I wouldn't say flaccid. It's just a little like new metal. It's a little like
it's
I get
strong.
it. And I get it. That's what Raw's always been. It's always kind of had like a new metal sound, but. So it's whatever. I mean, like
I don't mind the new metal sound. I just mind that it have a little more force to it.
Fair.
This one didn't feel that force.
The Smackdown theme is 10 times better.
Yes.
Where they have like an actual famous song. It gets you like
agree.
hyped to start watching the show.
Yep.
And the intro is better on Fox. I think.
That's weird to me. Like, are they purposely kind of doing less with Raw than with SmackDown in terms of the effort and the attempt to make it be competitive? Oh, something break? Oh, something break?
Yes.
Tell me. Let's do it right here on the show.
Bischoff is no longer the executive director of SmackDown.
Wow.
Already.
Of course, Fox kicked him off.
WWE announced that his name, Bruce Pritchard, the executive director of Friday Night SmackDown, reporting directly to CEO Vince McMahon. Pritchard will oversee the creative development of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox and ensure integration
Breaking
across all
news.
platforms and lines of business, replacing Eric Bischoff.
Wow. Does this mean Bischoff's done?
Oh, I don't know.
WWE? Wow.
Whoa.
Pritchard's an interesting cat.
Shit.
Pritchard has his thumb and his fingers, rather, in a lot of pies, that Pritchard.
Oh, wow.
Incredible.
Oh, man. Okay, let's get into that while I'm texting someone to have this. Norman to have him write this.
All right, well, Becky Lynch starts this out. She comes out, does a nice little promo, and that's how you want to kind of start this Raw. You want to get one of your top stars to come out and start talking stuff. And then Charlotte Flair comes out, interrupts Becky because they have a match here coming up. Becky also mentions that Sasha Banks, in essence, is not medically cleared to compete, so that's why we're not continuing this feud at this time between her and Sasha, because you imagine this would have carried on for maybe a couple of more pay-per-views. Anyway, Charlotte and her go at it verbally. Then Charlotte cold cocks Becky, and if you watch the close-up of that, it looks like she really hit her, and it was like, whoa, and then they get into it before the match even starts, and then the match starts. So looking at all of this and what happened, and also I want to get your thoughts on this too, Ryan. Do you like the new announce team for Raw as well?
You know what? They're starting to gel a little better. I mean, Jerry Lawler and Dio are not, in my opinion, they're kind of clashing a little bit, because I think Dio is kind of there for color more, and I think that for color commentary, and I think that Jerry Lawler has always kind of been that as well, and him being kind of like the veteran voice is kind of clashing a little bit with Dio. They're both trying to do color commentary, it seems. So I like Dio and Vic Joseph, and I think both Vic and Dio are getting stronger as the weeks go on.
Vic Joseph, we spoke about this a few weeks ago, right? This idea that Cole needs to move off Raw and blah, 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 and they've made the decision, and it looks like it's working out well, in my opinion, as well. I like Vic Joseph. A bit loud in the suit choice last night, but I still like it. You're the host. You want to be the center of attention as the host, but Dio does a really nice job, I think. Lawler, you're right. Lawler's a weird choice to have there. I get it. You're kind of going back to the past to maybe bring in those fans who watched it initially 20 years ago or whatever and might want to take a chance on it again. But I think you got to get somebody else in there. I really liked, I don't know why Corey Graves is off. Is he over at NXT now?
No, he's SmackDown.
He's on SmackDown now?
What do you mean?
I like Corey Graves better on Raw, but I guess SmackDown's the Fox show.
It's the new A show.
Want to put your people, but I'd like someone else.
I don't think Jerry Lawler's permanent. I said that initially when I reported that he was going there. I think they're working on who his replacement is going to be. What's that?
Probably won't be me. But it would be. Yeah, no,
I can tell you definitively it's not going to be you, because you haven't tried out or sent them anything.
Yeah, I haven't sent them anything.
Been even in contention for it.
I haven't even been in contention for it, no. Anyway, what do you think of this whole opening? Thanks for shitting on my dreams, though. What do you think of this
You
whole
have to
do
something in order to be in contention for it.
I am doing something. The whole this goddamn show.
They're not watching this show.
Anyway, I would disagree.
And you're not doing commentary on this show, so why would that be? You'd have to go do commentary in order for them to want you in to do commentary.
I do commentary on your takes. Oof. Anyway, what do you think is opening promo off, and then the battle between we get into
the promo's fine. I mean, it was what it was.
Yeah.
Honestly, this whole opening to me, it was kind of like what we've seen already. I liked Charlotte kind of doing the like, oh no, friends type thing, and then punching Becky was fine. And the match was good. I mean, these two are never gonna have a bad match with each other.
I know, right?
No, I mean, like they're great. They have great chemistry with each other. But I know that some people are tired of seeing them against each other. I think Becky is also tired of seeing them against each other.
And Charlotte alluded to it a little bit. Yeah.
So it was not bad.
Did you like the pin? Did you like the pin?
It was fine.
Yeah.
I just don't like I feel like it was unnecessary to give Charlotte the 10-time title reign. If they were just gonna take it away from her, I get it.
I'm sure they didn't know with Sasha having the injury.
No, I think they did.
Oh, really?
I think they knew when she won the title. From what I had heard,
wow,
the plan was for her to drop it. It was more just for like a throw people off type thing, like because she was going to Raw, so it was gonna like throw people off.
Wow,
that she had the SmackDown title. I think that was the reason they did it.
She's on Raw now.
Right?
Is that? I don't know if they drafted her.
Yes, she did.
Did she get drafted to Raw last night?
Yeah.
Okay, so her
Charlotte,
and Becky
Andrade, and Alistair, all them got drafted to Raw.
I just don't remember seeing Charlotte on the list.
She was one of the first ones.
Okay.
Yeah, she was.
All right. You're the reporter. I don't know. Clearly.
Clearly, you're not good at note taking. Apparently,
I'm not.
She was like, I think the second draft pick.
How dare you? What was? All right. So these.
Yeah, she's Raw. She was the second draft pick.
Cool.
Yeah,
good match.
And the I just don't like it because the Bailey thing was great. The Bailey.
Yeah, SmackDown. Yeah.
Yeah, the Bailey stuff where she turned was fantastic. I
agree.
loved every moment of it. It was long overdue. We've said it a million times on here. Done perfectly. I just feel like you didn't need to have the title change to do that because now her 10th title reign was meaningless.
Yeah.
So it kind of like diminishes the cool thing of saying like 10-time champion, know?
Right.
So I mean that is kind of how I feel about that. And then furthermore, you kind of like her title reign goes even more down the drain when she kind of gets rolled up. But she loses to Becky Lynch, so it's fine. And the draft pick started. I thought.
This is 2 losses in a row for her. What are we concerned about this, or is she such a legacy? Doesn't matter.
You think her status is going down in WWE?
I don't know. No, not in the WWE, but in the fans' eyes.
The fans' eyes already hate her. They're already so mean about her anyways, and think she doesn't deserve the spot she's in.
That's fair. I
don't think that.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't say the fans overall feel that way.
Some fans.
I think some fans.
Vocal fans.
Agreed. Your
angry.
Generalizations sometimes.
Sometimes.
Anyway, all right. Let's.
Sometimes.
Can I have an argument with you about something else? I'm sorry, Scott said. I hate the War Room. I hated the War Room. It was so stupid.
I liked it on SmackDown.
There is no War Room.
But the point was that it was Fox and Raw. That was the whole. Or sorry, Fox and USA execs.
Which is whatever. But this idea of I just think it's ridiculous because it just strains the level of credit because all of us who watch professional wrestling and watch the storylines, right? We watch it, we know it's a suspension of disbelief. But once you start bleeding in real stuff into this situation, then we start to get worried. Sergeant Slaughter was never on a field of battle coordinating people in the middle of a war.
But wait, Fox executives and USA executives did have a big say who was on the roster.
Yes, of course they did.
So why is that bad that
then
they
film
simulated
that? Film that.
You want them to film actual business meetings?
Better than something stupid like 20 people sitting around with props going, "Oh no, we got Roman Reigns." It was ridiculous.
But it was for fun. It wasn't meant to be like anything more than just fun.
It wasn't fun though. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It was boring.
I liked it on SmackDown. I did not like it on Raw because it looked like the people had been sitting in the same room for 4 days, not changing or showering, and I was just concerned for them.
By the way, that's what an actual war room does look like in the NFL. They all look like they haven't showered. No, because it's
now
not
you're
real.
Defending it. Make up your mind, John Rocha.
I'm saying it's not real and I didn't like it. Anyway, Stephanie McMahon, did you like Stephanie? Are you all right?
Hold on.
Okay, all right. Other things, Stephanie coming out announcing the draft picks. I've got them all, most of them. Apparently I missed Charlotte, but I've got most of them here, and we can debate, maybe talk about how this all broke down. All right, Raw, the Kabuki Warriors, Rusev, Aleister Black, Cedric, Alexander, Eric Rowan, Humberto Carrillo, Buddy Murphy, R-Truth, Samoa Joe, Akira Tozawa, Shelton Benjamin, and Titus O'Neil. I mean, who is still talking about Titus O'Neil? But he was on there. What do you think?
Wait, hold on, because I was looking at the
No worries.
message. I like.
What intrigues you about this lineup on Raw?
Did you just read the whole entire draft list?
For the Raw stuff.
Okay.
Then I'll jump into the SmackDown.
I liked Kabuki Warriors going there. I think it makes sense that it was a smart draft pick. You get 2 for 1. Rusev made sense because he's got the whole Lana stuff going on. Aleister Black I love because he was kind of like, I feel like Heyman was the one who was really understood that character,
right?
And so I like the fact that he is going to be on Raw now with Heyman. Cedric also makes sense. He's been getting the push from Heyman. Eric Rowan was surprising, but I don't dislike because once again, if Heyman is having as much influence as it seems like he may, he's good at accentuating the positives in someone instead of the negatives, and I think he'll be able to find what the good in Rowan is and accentuate that. Humberto Carrillo I thought was very interesting because that guy's barely been on the roster. He's got signed in I don't think he's barely been signed a year.
When they said his name, I'm like, who? Yeah,
he's barely been signed a year, but he's been killing it and he's got a good look. I'm excited, to see him, Buddy Murphy, Akira Tozawa. And the other cruiserweights who are now on the show, all kind of mixing it up there in their own little new cruiserweight division on Raw.
Can we have a conversation? Let's have a conversation about what I feel is happening here. It's interesting because SmackDown took the higher name, to a degree, profile people, other than Becky. Becky went to Raw, which is an interesting choice. Mm-hmm. Alexa is on Raw as well, which is an interesting choice. So if Fox and SmackDown are your A show, I find Raw is just slightly below and then NXT, right? So is the latter going to be now NXT, and then if you're good at NXT, you get to Raw, and if you're good at Raw, you get to SmackDown?
Probably.
Or is that how you think they're setting it up?
No, because I don't think it's going to work that way. I think it's all a lineal thing now.
At NXT and then jump to SmackDown.
Or Raw or SmackDown.
That's what I'm asking you. Do you think it's that way?
I don't think you have it right. I think it's the same as before. It's just that Raw is now the B show.
So your contention is it's the same as before? That NXT, if you jump, you can go either Raw or Smack. Okay. See, my belief in what I think, who knows if it's true? They can tell if it's true. It feels like if you do well at NXT, you get to Raw. Then at Raw, if you do really well, stand out, then you get to SmackDown. And it feels like there are other people at Raw, like Buddy Murphy, Aleister Black, Cedric, that they want to kind of work out here on Raw and get them way more over with the fans, more noticed by the fans, and then take a chance of them to move them up into SmackDown down the road. Does that not feel like a possibility?
No.
Okay.
Because it's just like normal. I don't know nothing changed.
It feels like it's changed. It feels like it's...
Maybe it might, but it hasn't changed yet. I mean,
they haven't officially said it's changed.
No, there hasn't been any change. Raw and SmackDown are always on the same level. It's just, that's like saying before the plan
Fox
was you could go from NXT
show
to
versus
SmackDown
USA.
to Raw. It doesn't work like that.
But I feel like if you're going to put something on Fox, that's a network show versus USA, which is not. It's a cable show. So there's less viewers on USA than there are on Fox.
I just don't know what that has to do with the being called up for over process.
It's about status. If you're going to put you on the Fox show, it means you're ready for prime time. If we're going to put you on the cable show, that means you're close to ready for prime time, but not ready for prime time just yet. And that's what I wonder about. If there are certain like newer talents that they're working out on Raw before they drop them on SmackDown.
I mean, anything we'd say would be speculation. I mean, there's nothing that's happened that has shown that's something that's going to happen.
Do you think that's possible? Is what I'm asking.
No.
Okay. All right. With SmackDown, you had Daniel Bryan, Bayley, Shinsuke Nakamura, Ali, Rude and Ziggler, Miz, King Corbin, Shorty Gable, and Elias.
And also from last week, there's
hey, this is all Raw stuff last night.
Wait, also I left out some people in there because there's no Seth Rollins. There's no.
They were all done on SmackDown last week.
No, Seth was last night.
Was it?
Yeah, Seth, Charlotte, Andrade.
Okay.
Hold on, I have my list in front of me.
I thought I had Andrade on here.
You missed the first few. So Seth Rollins, Charlotte, Andrade aren't on there, and Liv Morgan, I think.
Yeah, Liv went to Raw.
And so, I mean, there is. I don't know if that theory holds weight only because all those people are on the show. That's like saying Seth Rollins isn't ready for prime time.
No. But I think the younger talent. They didn't take a lot of younger talent onto SmackDown.
No, they didn't. They definitely took more of the established.
That's what I'm getting at.
They definitely took more of the established people onto SmackDown.
Yeah.
I think that's because they're not going to be trying anything is experimental on SmackDown.
Well, and that's my point. I think Raw is where they're going to try out the experimental stuff a little bit more to see if they can get the. And
that
then
has nothing to do
move
with the
them
call
to
around, where people get called to though and stuff. That's just where I think that the people on Fox are just. I just think that right now, in order to have since they're going to be on Fox, they just want the established talent that's on there for the initial roster.
Who's surprised you're not going to SmackDown? Becky?
I wasn't really that surprised by anybody.
Alexa?
No, honestly, I really wasn't that surprised.
I was.
I wasn't. No,
Okay. Right.
It makes sense. The people that were where they were, in my opinion.
Okay, fair enough. All right, the Viking Raider. Oh no, wait. Let's move on here to Andrade coming out with Zelina. Did you like this? Nice to see them leaning into her, talking for him.
I love this.
This seems perfect now. And Andrade gets the victory over Ali. It was a good match.
Good match, decent match. But I loved the presentation of Andrade and Zelina when they came out. For some reason, I don't know if it was just the music playing the whole time that helped, or maybe it was just the words that Zelina said. I don't know if it was was more from her or a script, more a Heyman or whoever type thing. But I thought this was actually did a great job of making them both seem great, because it even made Zelina look great because she was willing to make fun of Andrade's girlfriend right in front of him.
I know.
And that part cracked me up when she said that, and Andrade went like, "Hey," and she was like, "Oh, sorry." Like,
wow, it's a little weird.
That part cracked me up.
Andrade should have said something about Aleister Black. All right, so the good match. I don't know what you take from it. Ali takes another loss. Honestly, I don't know what's happening with Ali, because I don't know how many more losses he can take. Because I think the shine's off Ali. He's got to start. He's either become a jobber soon, a glorified jobber soon, or he's got to start getting some victories.
I feel like he's on the descent to heel turn. It's going to happen eventually.
Yeah, right.
He's lost way too many times since the whole Kofi thing happened. He's going to snap.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Yeah, totally.
Like
He's lost a lot.
Like Ryan Satin snapped. Like,
you're one to talk.
I'm just saying, right? I'm just, All right, the Viking Raiders took on Rude and Ziggler. This was, I thought this was a fantastic match. Once again, one of the highlights, the 3 or 4 highlights last night. This was certainly a highlight. Really enjoyed them going back and forth. And I was shocked that they put the belts on them on a Raw show. I thought they'd wait for a pay-per-view, maybe have some kind of controversial victory here, so they had some leg to stand on to ask for a rematch for the belts. But no, they actually let the Viking Raiders win.
Well, it made sense since they drafted Ziggler and Rude to SmackDown.
Which you find out later. Right. So
I liked it.
Good match though. Right?
Great, killer match. I think it was time. I think, kind of like I had said, it seems like we're gonna get the AOP versus Viking Raiders. I think it's my guess. I don't know that.
I think that's a good statement. Yeah.
They've been building up AOP. They've been building up Viking Raiders. Now Viking Raiders hold the titles. AOP wants to come take their food off the table, and so I think that's where we're going to go with it. So I'm into that. And I also felt like just the time had come for Ziggler and Rude to kind of not hold the belts. As much as they were as much as they are gelling as a team, I just don't think there was enough people into their pairing at the current moment.
I disagree with you 1,000%. They were fantastic. They're fantastic. I'm worried now that they're going to slide into obscurity again. Even though they're going to be on SmackDown, that's good for them, but I worry. I worry what they're going to do with them. Are they going to go for the SmackDown titles?
Probably.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
Okay.
I'm guessing they're still going to be a team.
Just don't break them up, because I've really enjoyed the way they've come along as a team. I like their chemistry. And they just, the timing in the ring, they work really well together.
Yeah, no, they weren't bad. I just don't know if it was getting people pumped. They were definitely very able.
That's fair.
But I just don't know if anyone was super pumped to see them in matches and stuff. Right. That's more kind of what I was thinking.
Do you think if they turn face, they'd get even more over?
Say it again?
Do you think if they turn face, they get more over on a SmackDown roster? If the fans would get all behind a Rude?
I don't know if there's any. I honestly don't know. It just depends on the booking.
Okay.
It's really on the booking, not the wrestlers, I don't think. The Rude and Ziggler are very able.
Okay.
They just need to get the right storyline behind them.
Yeah, I agree. Again, we had Colin Jost and Michael Che did a little weekend update. Let's talk about all of them. Obviously, I complained about it at the beginning, but let's honestly just talk about them. We had the NFL Sunday, which was really cool to see those old dudes talking about wrestling. That was kind of fun. I enjoyed that one. The NHL one was a little weird. I thought the Premier League one totally worked because Sheamus had been on there, and I'd watched Sheamus because I'm a Liverpool fan since the 90s. I watched Sheamus on there with his Liverpool shirt, repping Shaqiri. And so that was awesome to see, using that footage from something I'd seen weeks ago as a way of like pushing this thing forward. And one of the dudes on there was doing the Mike, this is awesome type chant, which I thought kind of worked.
So you liked the sports content?
No, a couple of them I enjoyed. The overall general thought of it, though, I didn't like. That's what I'm getting at. So execution could still be good, even though I don't like the general idea. Then what was the other one? Oh, then the Colin Joseph Michael Che one, which was kind of weird. Then what else? Is there another one I'm missing?
There wasn't really that many. That's why I was so confused at your anger over it, because now you just said you liked one of two of them.
I did. I liked. Well, that's soccer. What can I tell you? They showed you Liverpool. What am I going to do? Not going to like it?
I like
Jurgen Klopp.
Well, I like SNL, so I watch it every week and
you
love
think everyone's
it.
famous
we just
on
saw
SNL.
Beck Bennett in here, and I freaked out in my head like, oh, Beck Bennett's doing the thing right before us. So I liked it when SNL people were on there. So yes, I defend it, and I don't even watch sports, and the sports ones made me laugh. So boo-hoo.
Yes, you know what you're talking about. You don't watch sports. All right. You liked the Weekend Update one?
Yeah, they were fine. I think, Michael Che's a real fan, so it's cool to me.
Yeah, he is. That's right. Are they laying the groundwork that...
back again?
Yeah,
I don't think
next
so.
week, next year? All right. Because they show the footage and stuff. There wasn't another one? No, there wasn't another one?
Last night?
Yeah, I feel like there was another one that I'm missing in my head. Oh, well, I should have wrote them all down. I apologize, y'all.
I don't think there was.
Aleister Black took on Eric Young. We got to talk about this.
Okay.
First of all, Aleister Black's nice to see him in the ring.
He what?
Nice to see him in the ring.
Yes.
Nice to see him not have to beg for a match.
Yes.
Or someone to come get him. But Eric Young, man, what was this?
What do you mean?
I mean, it was such a quick victory in essence, and it was such a kind of lame tap out. Eric Young is a good goddamn wrestler, and he has a reputation and a legacy. Why don't you cater to that legacy a little more? Give him a more hard-ass match, maybe a match that stands out and makes people be happy to talk about Eric Young and Aleister Black afterwards.
I sometimes feel like you don't understand that some shows are formatted certain ways for certain reasons. This show...
Show me when Charlotte ever does that. But go ahead.
Yes. This match was not done to showcase Eric Young.
So don't put him in it. There are plenty of jobbers you could throw around and give
Who
to put in the ring.
Because Eric Young has been on TV, and I love Eric Young. I literally said on Twitter... Let me finish. I literally said on Twitter the other day that I hope he gets more opportunities.
This is not an opportunity.
This match was done to showcase Aleister Black.
Right.
To showcase the new hot draft pick they got, who's going to be getting a push on Raw.
Mike Kanellis. Put him on there and have him take the job.
Mike Kanellis requested his release yesterday.
Yeah, who cares? He's still on the contract.
Doesn't mean he has to go to work.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
If you're under contract, you show up. If you don't show up, I fine you.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works?
No.
So any wrestler at any moment can not show up to work.
Yes.
And they won't, and they just don't get paid.
Yes. And then their contract is iced out.
Right.
And then they can't work.
Okay. Is Leo Rush still in the company?
Some people get paid to stay at home. Depends on how the situation works.
Leo Rush could have taken the loss.
Leo Rush did take a loss when he went home.
You know what I'm saying? Any of those 205 Live guys could have been fodder for
But Leo Rush,
over Eric Young.
Rush, who just won the Cruiserweight Championship, should have been used as a jobber?
I guess not. But
over Eric Young, who hasn't been
guys.
used on TV in a long time?
But that's the problem.
Do you even watch the show that you're covering sometimes?
There you go. No, I don't watch 205 Live. Sorry, pal.
He's
I
not
don't
on
watch
205
that.
Live. He's on
Neither
NXT,
do I.
which we talk about on here.
All right. No, I don't talk about NXT. You do.
Because it's one of the most popular shows in wrestling.
Fair enough. Anyway, the point is that I just didn't like them using Eric Young in this way because they already pissed away the sanity situation.
The whole point of this show is draft picks get picked, then they get showcased, some of them, to show what the new draft pick does.
But I'm saying, why crap on Eric Young?
It's not like Eric Young has been getting this giant
Buddy
push.
Murphy and Cedric Alexander have a fantastic match later on in the match. You
Buddy
could have
Murphy
done
and
that.
Cedric Alexander have been getting big pushes. Cedric Alexander's been getting a push.
You can start
Buddy
a push
Murphy didn't want to
anytime.
push. That's why he won.
You start a push anytime you want.
But they're not starting a push for Eric Young. That's why they treated him this way right now.
That's my point.
Your point is that they should have been pushing more people on a night when they were pushing a bunch of people.
Yes.
Not everybody gets to win. Some people's job is to lose.
You don't have to win. You have to have a good match. And a fucking interesting match that shows up what you can do.
They actually gave Eric Young more offense in this match than they have given Eric Young on TV in like a year.
Still wasn't enough in my opinion. I'm sorry.
They finally let Eric Young wrestle on TV in some capacity. He doesn't get jobbed out in a minute, and you're over here like mad that they didn't let him put on a 6-star match for some reason.
Yeah.
It's Raw. Yeah. I don't know if you watch the show that you're covering, but that's not the show you're covering.
That is the show I'm covering.
If you want to watch 20-minute matches, that's probably a Dynamite thing. Like, that's an NXT thing. You should be watching NXT if you want to see 20-minute matches. You should be watching Dynamite. The Raw, this is the things that happen on Raw.
I think there are certain wrestlers that should get those 5-minute, 3-minute matches, and there are some wrestlers that don't.
This was a 5-minute match.
I'm saying some wrestlers don't, if you let me finish. I think Eric Young should have been in a longer match with Aleister Black. Because I hate to break it to you, this does not sell Aleister Black, okay? Stupid promos in a dark room does not sell Aleister Black. 20-minute matches sells Aleister Black to the main public who didn't watch NXT. So a 20-minute Aleister Black, Eric Young match would have sold them both really well to fans. That's my point.
But the purpose of this match wasn't to sell Eric Young. The purpose of this match was to showcase
showcase that he can overcome.
If you're showcasing both of them, it doesn't make out. The point is to make Aleister Black look like a monster.
If he gets the victory, then a monster?
Yes, the point of this match is to make Aleister Black look like a tough opponent.
I've never seen Aleister Black be a monster, in my opinion. He's a great wrestler.
The guy who comes up from a crypt who knocks people out with a kick to the face, sometimes in a minute, is not considered a monster.
Strowman is a monster. He is not a monster.
Do you know how big Aleister Black is?
Yes, but he's not a monster.
Okay.
This is not my opinion. It's my opinion. All right.
You need to get some rest today.
No, I just have a different opinion than yours. That's welcome to America. All right. The Street Profits, they fought. I was watching the promo and I wrote down, when do they get a chance to finally effing fight? Then the OC attacks them. So this is exciting. This is where you want the Profits to be.
Yes.
Against a faction like this. Who comes in with the Street Profits against the OC? That's 3-on-2, man.
That's a good question. I assumed it was going to be Cedric Alexander or something like that, and just bring back the AJ Styles dude. Hopefully, though I don't know.
That works. That works.
It could be a free agent, one of the people in the free agent pool, maybe like a Cesaro or something like that. But I doubt it. That's my guess. Is either that or maybe EC3, since he had the cup thing, and maybe they'll try a face turn for him. But I doubt
EC3 could have lost to Aleister Black last night.
EC3 and Eric Young are literally in the exact same position on the roster right now. And if anything, EC3, I love Eric Young, but EC3 has way more promise because of his age right now, and the fact that a lot of people are wondering why he's hasn't been used at all, much more than Eric Young. I love Eric Young and I love EC3, but to say that EC3 has less promise than Eric Young is very short.
Where do you get
You're
that
saying
from what
that
I'm
EC3
saying?
should have lost it quickly, but Eric Young couldn't have?
Yeah, I think Eric
Young hasn't been on TV in a year.
That's the point. Eric Young hasn't, so give him some shine. EC3 has the shine already. Give him some, because people are frustrated that he hasn't been used correctly. Give Eric Young a little more shine. That's all I'm saying.
I love the Street Profits being interrupted by OC. I think, honestly, they've done a fantastic job with what they've done with the OC. Or sorry, with the Street Profits.
Agreed.
I think that
it was getting to the line, and then they finally gave him somebody to fight.
Yes,
so I'm excited about that.
People really wanted to see it happen.
Yeah.
And I think their exit on NXT was great. So yeah, I'm very happy they finally have a feud. We got to see them finally have a serious streak finally at the end of it.
Yes.
When it came up later. So yeah, I thought all around fantastically done with the Street Profits.
All right, I want to see where it goes. I'm looking forward to it. All right, Ricochet takes on Shelton Benjamin. Isn't this a rematch from last week as well?
Was it?
Ricochet and Shelton? I thought it was, and Ricochet got the victory again.
I don't think that's a rematch.
All right.
I could be wrong, though.
Do you watch the show you're covering?
I don't think that was one from last week.
I don't know. We'll see. Ricochet defeated him. This was fine. This was good. Once again, here's a Shelton Benjamin got some offense on Ricochet. Eventually, Ricochet gets the victory. Anything to say about that?
No.
Not much was accomplished. It was just a good match for pushing Ricochet.
I agree.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah, all right. All right, Lana, I'm going to take you. You can take this, whatever you want to say. Lana and Bobby Lashley.
I'm posting the Bruce Pritchard thing.
Sure. Lana and Bobby Lashley. There's the setup. Something about a massage. Something about
you hated
something
it that
about
much?
Rusev. Oh God, this whole storyline is fucking stupid. The whole thing with the massage and everything like that, it was ridiculous. I just didn't like it. I don't like it. I know Lana. Look, I love Lana. I think she's a fantastic character. I loved her as the Russian thing with Rusev when she first came. Then there was all those things about her accent, which is real, what isn't real. We know she's an American person from Florida. She's not actually Russian. But I don't know if this is the route that I wanted to go, that I really enjoy. This whole is this really, you mentioned this the other week, is this really about her trying to motivate Rusev to be a fighter? Is this a problem with Rusev? I've never known him to be weak at what he does. Rusev that's a monster. Rusev is a monster. And so you could look at this situation and go like, okay, well, what does this do messing with Bobby Lashley? I get that you helped to put Bobby Lashley in a storyline. It does get Rusev and Lana back on screen. But look at Andrade and Zelina. That is the combo. Those two are a combo that works really, really well. Just bring them back, book them correctly, package them right, and they'll be fine. I don't understand any of this Lashley stuff.
I loved the Lana Lashley segment. I loved all these things with Lana Lashley. When I look at WWE, I look at it as a soap opera. Like it's like a drama. It's got a bunch of things. Like if I wanted like your old-fashioned wrestling show, I could watch indie wrestling that doesn't have storylines, that doesn't have that doesn't have, these types of things on it. I can get that fixed through watching indie wrestling or going back and watching old 80s wrestling and stuff. But, I have no problem with an attractive woman making sex jokes in a 5-minute segment. It doesn't make me like clutch my pearls because an attractive woman is making sex jokes with another guy.
You think that's what people have a problem with?
What do you think they have the problem with?
I think they have a problem with the whole stupidity of it all. Him cheating on her husband is some kind of storyline. People think it's stupid. It's not about her making sex jokes or whatever. Nobody gives a shit about that.
Those types of things that are dealt with in like tons of television shows.
Yeah, but it came out of nowhere. It doesn't make any sense. There's no.
What do you mean? Lana cheated on Rusev like 5 times. Like literally 5 different storylines have revolved around Lana cheating on Rusev.
So that makes the point even more so that it's a tired old storyline they've done already 5 other times.
I love how you just changed the way your argument is going.
You're giving me ammunition. What do you want me to do? Not use it?
No, because you said the exact opposite of that before. It came out of left field. Never happened. Oh, it happened 5 times.
I didn't say it never happened. I said it came out of left field.
That's why people don't like it.
I said it came out of left field. I said it never happened. I said it came out of left field. Like out of nowhere, she's got a thing for Lashley. It just came out of nowhere.
They were... If you follow them on social media, they've been gone for like 6 months and not posting anything together.
I know that about Lana and Rusev. I'm saying the Lashley thing came out of nowhere.
They left TV,
right?
And then weren't seen together for 4 months.
I know. I'm saying the Lashley thing came out of left field. Nobody saw. There was no illusion.
Lashley needed a mouthpiece.
There it is.
Is that not bad?
No.
Or is that bad?
I don't know because
we loved when Leo
you're saying she's doing it to motivate Rusev. So which is it? Is it doing to motivate Rusev or is it doing to be a mouthpiece for Lashley?
I think it's both now.
So it's both. That can't be both.
How can it not be both?
Because she's trying to get Rusev to be better so she can come back to him. She doesn't. So why would she be Lashley's mouthpiece if that helps Lashley?
For now, she's helping add some personality to Lashley to help with the storyline.
Is she helping Lashley or using Lashley?
Both. That she's a heel. Do you not? Let's just go to the next one. You are on one today. Those are definitely things that do not go against each other. That you can definitely do both those things. You praised AEW for doing that and everything, and then MJF comes heel MJF comes running out to save the good guys. You don't got a problem with that?
I didn't see that, so I don't. Okay,
well, fair enough.
I can't speak about it.
It's not a thing that isn't happening on wrestling shows where there's like, and I didn't love that they did that, but I'm just saying at least this was done in a comical way that's clearly being done as a thing that she is using to hype up her husband while at the same time giving some personality to Lashley. Lashley being the guy that steals people's wives. That's a fun gimmick that he's walking around cucking dudes' wives. I don't know. I think it's funny.
Yeah, well, all right. Fair enough.
I'm not uptight. Someone can send me a picture of poop and I'll laugh at it.
That doesn't make you uptight to not like this crap. Stop
pushing
that bullshit storyline.
People go like, it's to someone cheating on their wife or husband.
Dumb.
It's like as if she's actually cheating on her husband.
It's a
storyline.
It's a dumb storyline to get them ahead, get them over again.
Exactly.
I think it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's a silly storyline to get them over again.
Right. A dumb story, not a silly. Silly implies it could be fun. Dumb means
I've laughed
useless.
at all of it, so
yeah, fair enough. There you go. That's why we disagree. It doesn't mean we have to like everything.
And I guarantee you, it's getting other people talking and watching. That's why it was segment. That's why it was put at the top of the hour
for all the wrong reasons.
What are the wrong reasons?
Again, because it's dumb.
People are watching and talking about it because it's dumb.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Well, mission accomplished if they're watching and talking about it.
I guess so. Yeah, sure.
Don't watch and don't talk about it.
Well, we have to. It's part of the show. Well, no, I have to on this stupid show. Anyway, all right. I have to talk about this on this stupid. What am I trying to say?
Now you're insulting our own show on here.
I meant to say I'm talking about this stupid storyline on this show. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry. All right, anyway, Tyson Fury. Let's go to something I really like. This Tyson Fury, which I didn't expect to like. Honestly, I was dreading this, and it turned out really well.
Yeah, I got to agree with you.
Right?
I feel the exact same way. I was also dreading this.
Yes.
I was like, wait, contract signing with Jerry Lawler, like, we already, in our minds, they had a whole press conference for it. Shouldn't that have already been signed?
Yeah.
Shouldn't that have been locked down already? Like, we, in this kayfabe world, so I was also dreading it. Also, because contract signings are always so cut and paste.
You
like
know what's going
to happen.
Yeah.
And so I liked, them both being like, I'm a fan of you. I'm a fan of you. Now we're going to fucking kill each other.
Right.
And I liked with Braun just smashing the table with his fists like that. And Tyson Fury with that pen thing, it was so silly, but it made me laugh so much.
It was perfect because it was such shade. He's like, I don't have to show you how powerful I am. Here, boom.
Yeah.
It was perfect.
Yeah. No, I like that. I liked it a lot. I tweeted about how, I honestly didn't know a lot about, I know who he was, but I was not super familiar with Tyson Fury prior to his involvement with WWE. And honestly, in just his short time that he's done things with WWE, he's made me want to watch this fight. As silly as the press conference thing was for Crown Jewel, oof. Did you watch that at all?
Yeah.
The thing with Braun when they're just like doing this.
Yeah. Like, that was weird.
It was so awkward because it was just so silent. It was like they're in a giant arena in silence, just going like at each other. And you can get one back at me if you want. But I was dying watching that. But honestly, this whole thing has been so like over the top.
Yeah.
And the fact that it looks like they could be brothers almost to a certain degree. That's my other favorite part about it is because I honestly believe at the end of all of this, we're going to get a Step Brothers moment where Tyson and Braun realize that they're actually best friends and they have tons of room for activities and they're just going to start doing things together as a team to where I feel like at WrestleMania, we're going to get Braun and Tyson as a team together against someone else.
I brought this up on Sports Time. I made it the last story of the show yesterday.
It counts?
Of course. And once again, I raised my concerns that I raised on our show, which was like, is this a dangerous situation for him? Also, what are the optics on this doing this in Saudi Arabia with the stuff about Saudi Arabia and against women? Like Tyson's a guy who's supposed to be an advocate for these other causes. This looks bad, I thought. And if he gets injured, it could look even worse. It could be career threatening. So, but Matt said the same thing you said. It's not like he's jumping off the top rope, blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, yeah, but there could be body slams. It could be injuries. Because remember, Strowman hit Lesnar on accident, and Lesnar clocked him in the head to show him, hey, stop messing around. And so I wonder if this could be a situation, too, where, fighters are fighters by instinct. They're trained to do things on instinct. If Strowman makes a mistake on Tyson, is Tyson going to hit him on for real? These are concerns, and break his hand or something. These are concerns that I would have going into this situation. It'll probably turn out just fine, but someone's got to say something about concerns here in this situation because this is not a guy who's out. Like Velasquez, retired, he's done. Whatever he does here, he does here. But like Tyson is set up for a rematch, a big rematch for a heavyweight battle here with Deontay Wilder. So this concerns me, but we'll see. Anyway.
Yeah, and we already discussed that on the Smackdown.
And I thought he did a great job on the promo. I was surprised at how good Tyson was on the promo. So, all right, Buddy Murphy and Cedric Alexander, as we mentioned, they go at it. Great match. Really fun. Both showcased. Yes, Cedric gets the loss here, but he loses nothing in the loss because it was great back and forth, and Murphy uses that Murphy's Law to finish it out. Because, to be fair, Buddy hasn't had as much of a push as Cedric, so you got to let Buddy get the victory here to get him over even more so with the fans. Anything to say about that?
Sorry, I'm just telling Norman what to do. I love this match. I thought it was a great show. I think that a lot of people have been like, well, Buddy Murphy's been on SmackDown for weeks now. They haven't done anything with him. So I felt like they did a good job in like, at least making it look like we're going to showcase Buddy Murphy here. Like the best kept secret is out. I was rewatching old ECW over the weekend.
Yes, I know. You were tweeting about it.
And I was.
Mike Awesome.
I love Mike Awesome.
You do.
Rest in peace, Mike Awesome.
And Super Crazy. Man, Super Crazy was my favorite.
Well, so this is what I was going to say.
I almost tweeted back at you, but I was like, nah, it'll sound like I'm marking. He's my underdog favorite guy on ECW.
Yeah, Super Crazy was great. Yeah. I loved Super Crazy in ECW, but the reason I brought that up is actually because of that. When I was watching the three-way dance, I was thinking about that era and guys like, you know, the Tajiri and the Guido and Super Crazy and more, you know, luchadors and even guys like Nova and stuff like that, where they were, and even later years like the Kid Cashes and stuff. Paul Heyman has always been really good, in my opinion, at showcasing some of the maybe smaller guys who wrestle a more luchador style, more cruiserweight style, and showcasing them. And I feel like his roster right now is stacked with luchador talent like that, like the Humberto Carrillo, the Akira Tozawa, Ricochet, AJ Styles, Andrade. I mean, all the people who wrestle that fast-paced style like that.
Right.
And I really feel like we could be in for a very enjoyable time on Raw when it comes to the professional wrestling that they show us. And I feel like this is a sign of what could be the type of high-paced action that we see on Raw. And I was bummed about Cedric Alexander losing, but as long as he doesn't become Ali in this situation and he keeps getting the push, I'll be happy about it.
Wasn't there an angry Amish?
Amish Roadkill.
Amish Roadkill, right? I loved watching him because the idea of an Amish wrestler.
Chris Ketty and Amish Roadkill.
Yeah, I was just looking it up now. I wanted to make sure I wasn't like off base on this, but I love, because I mean, Glow had a little bit of those characters as well that were like out of different cultures and so or religions rather.
I almost bought a Glow shirt at LA Comic Con this weekend.
Really?
They had like a booth there, and I was staring at the shirt, but I was like
from the old school Glow?
Yeah, yeah. And I was staring at the booth thinking like, because the shirts were all like super 80s.
Yes.
And I was like, will I look cool, like fashionable wearing those like super retro 80s shirts? Sure. Well, I just look lame that I'm wearing these super lame, like, or wearing these 80s retro shirts with like girls that are like Sunset Strip look vibe, you know, like on the front. I wasn't sure. I didn't buy it. I probably should have. I regret it.
You should have.
Probably was cool.
I'm sure you can get it online.
I could have been wearing it right now.
Yeah, probably. All right, Kabuki. And here's another highlight of the night: Kabuki Warriors versus Natty and Lacey. Love this match.
Yeah, great.
Absolutely love this match. Both back and forth. Kairi Sane, whoo, that spin punch on Lacey, my God. But great back and forth all around. Asuka gets that heel pin, and they're out the door. But what does this mean? Is Lacey now a face, or was this heel versus heel?
Weird too, because Lacey went to SmackDown. Is going to SmackDown, so I was a little confused by that too. I was honestly wondering the same thing. I was like, are they trying to turn Lacey face? Because that's not needed. Like, she's such an effective heel right now. Like, I don't know if that's needed. So I did find that very. I was wondering that too.
Yeah.
And her hyping her mystery partner just to be the person that she's had all these like random matches with lately.
Yeah.
The whole arc of that storyline has been weird, especially since they ended up getting drafted to different brands now.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was also a little confused, but I did enjoy the match. I thought they all did a great job. I love that Asuka has the face paint now, which got the green kind of like dripping down her face, like from that old WWE 2K commercial, and reminiscent of what the mask that she would wear looks like. So I liked that a lot. Asuka and Kairi Sane are doing a great job of healing it up.
Yes, Kairi Sane.
Yeah, you wouldn't think it, but Kairi Sane's doing such a good job of being like the most wholesome, cocky person imaginable, and I love it. So I'm feeling that, and I thought it was a really good job. I thought it was a good match.
Yeah, I thought so too. We'll see where we go. But let me throw a case out there for you for Lacey going face. A, she's going to SmackDown. B, it's on Fox. She's a former military person. There's possibilities here they want to appeal to the red states with someone like Lacey Evans. Turning her face, her history, her situation, it's certainly possible. And she's so over with the fans as a heel, you know as well from many decades of watching wrestling, the switch to face isn't that hard when you're that over as a heel.
I just think that they don't have...
And she has to fight Bayley. Bayley's a heel.
I just don't think that WWE has a ton. That point is more along the lines of like maybe they want to have her to go against Bayley. That's more likely. But I just feel like there's not a lot of people in WWE who have genuine heat. Like Lacey Evans has genuine hate.
Right.
Heat. People hate her, and I similar to MJF. I feel like you make it look like he's got shades of a good guy too soon, and you're like, why? You've wasted a year of him being the worst person.
Right.
And I just don't think they've fully exhausted her options yet as a heel. So I don't feel like it's as needed.
I like the MJF stuff when he was when Cody moved him away from those the two female anchors on a local show.
Yeah,
because she was grabbing his scarf.
Yeah,
that was hilarious.
Yeah,
that was Cody being like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
People are gonna misread that. That was a brilliant improv moment by Cody there for that. If you haven't seen it, you should watch that quick video. But all right, there you go. That's Raw. Do you want to talk about?
No, what do you mean?
Okay, what's? Oh wait,
you didn't write
Funhouse.
the craziest part of the show.
Because in my head, I'm like, I'm not gonna forget that. So my bad. All right, let's talk about it. Firefly Funhouse. This was teased throughout the night. Then, he's there talking his stuff there in the Firefly Funhouse. You hear Ramblin' Rabbit say, Seth Rollins is coming. And Bray Wyatt says, no, he protects us. Remember, he protects us. Then Rollins shows up. You hear the comical do as you would in the Funhouse.
Yes.
And then he destroys the whole thing. Really interesting. Bray comes up and says, why are you doing to us this to us, Seth? That was an interesting moment that I really liked.
Yeah.
And then Seth sets the whole thing on fire. So overall, what are your thoughts?
I like that one moment the most.
Yes.
Because when Bray Wyatt said that, because it was the first time we've almost seen like a glimpse of the fact that Bray Wyatt in the Funhouse is the most pure version of himself, where he actually is good in the Funhouse.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's like in the Matrix to a certain degree, where it's like he doesn't know what, he's being blinded by the Fiend.
Yeah.
So in this area, he's being kept pure, and like he actually was like, please don't do this to me. I'm safe here. Like, this is what it felt like almost,
right.
Like, please don't make me unsafe, So, I was very mixed on this, because I hope, I don't want this to be the end of the Funhouse, because I feel like the Funhouse is
done.
I hope that's not the case, because I feel like the Funhouse has been done so well.
Right.
And there's absolutely no reason to kill it, especially when you've had the Miz TV going for 20 years now, or however it's been. It's a good vehicle for Bray Wyatt. There is absolutely no reason to get rid of that vehicle yet. There are so many avenues to go in that direction with. There are people still love it. No one wants it to go away. Considering WWE digs their heels into things for a long time and won't do it based on fan reaction, it's mind-boggling to me that they would even think about getting rid of the Funhouse. Yeah. My hope is that all of this was in his head still somehow, and that somehow Rollins got into Bray Wyatt's head. I don't know. I also hope that maybe that burning down the Funhouse will maybe lead to that next chapter I've been looking for.
Yeah.
If they are actually burning down the Funhouse. Yeah. I've been hoping that this leads to like, okay, what's been actually happening then? How did Seth find the Funhouse? Yeah. And what was actually going on there? He burned it down. We saw in those first few vignettes that there was more going on in the Funhouse. They like did those flashes where it was actually looked different, where it was like this dark room where scary things were happening. Yeah. We've heard another girl laughing in the room. If Seth was able to get in there and burn it down, it better lead to that page being turned to where we can figure out what's actually going on there. Otherwise, it will that will have been the biggest waste of one of the coolest, most unique things WWE has had in decades.
Okay, there you go. That's your feelings on it. I respect it. I think it's done. I think it's ashes now. Doesn't mean he can't come back in some reconstructed form 5 months down the road. But I think because the Fiend is so over, they're like, maybe we don't need that Funhouse stuff anymore. Let him be this guy who shows up and does the stuff that he does, and then eventually put the belt on him as they want to do, probably. But I also felt last night two things. One, when they were face to face, I thought to myself, this would be an awesome tag team. Those two as a tag team would be almost unstoppable. The second thing I thought was, are they turning Seth heel?
I saw a lot of people ask that as well. Yeah. That like, was this supposed to be a double turn type
this
thing? This
felt like a heel move and then a face turn for, yes, a double move. Exactly, it's because of how the fans reacted. And that's the way maybe you turn around that Hell in a Cell decision and be like, we'll forget about it because he turned face and Seth turned heel. I just find that very, very interesting if that's the way they're going to go. And I wouldn't be opposed to it.
I don't
and
think
him fighting Reigns last week in Smackdown was kind of a way to kind of put that idea back in people's heads.
I would not hate Rollins being a heel again.
Yeah, he's good.
And I would not hate the Fiend being positioned as an anti-hero of sorts. You know, everyone loves the Joker right now, and you know, people were cheering for him in the theater I was in, and so I know
That's messed up.
I know, and so people are cheering for the Fiend.
Yeah,
he's definitely not getting booed. He's definitely getting cheered. I guess it doesn't hurt to make Bray Wyatt, if he's gonna be on. Wait, no, he's on SmackDown right now, right?
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar's also on SmackDown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I was gonna say it wouldn't hurt to make him like a Brock Lesnar-like figure that only shows up every once in a while.
Yeah.
And then if you're on the Funhouse, you literally can't see him. You only see the Fiend. But I just think people were selling merch. People really love the Funhouse. I don't think there was a reason to get rid of it.
The Fiend's gonna go to SmackDown, right? The Fiend's on SmackDown?
Yeah, he's on SmackDown.
So I can't see them doing that Firefly Funhouse on Fox. I just can't. I think that's walking the line. And I think they thought, well, let's burn it to the ground now. We'll see how the Fiend works on there. And then maybe down the road, we can explore opening it back up and bringing it back. And maybe they thought that for a primetime audience to see a guy struggling with his mental health issues, maybe not the best.
Who says? We don't know if that's what's happening. We don't know if that's happening.
Personalities. What are you talking about? It's not happening.
That's such a...
I'm just telling you how it reads. I'm not telling you like
You think that people
agree with it. I'm telling you how it reads.
The Bray Wyatt thing looks bad on mental illness.
Said, you want to crow about having worked on television show. You know how executives fucking think, and you know they go for the safe route 9 times out of 10. So they may look at that and be like, I don't think
they would have drafted Bray Wyatt to SmackDown if that was the case.
Well, they burnt the Funhouse. Maybe that is the case, and why they burnt it.
Maybe.
I'm just throwing it out there.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. At least we end still as friends. All right, thanks everybody for watching this episode of the Raw Recap on Pro Wrestling Sheet. I was your host, John Rocha. That's Ryan Satin. You want to tell them what they can what they can read, listen, and watch everything we do?
ProWrestlingSheet.com. That's the website where you can find all the top stories in the world of professional wrestling throughout the week at Wrestling Sheet on social media. YouTube.com/C/Wrestling Sheet. That's where you can find all the videos. Make sure you subscribe while you're there. Make sure you like the videos. Make sure you comment. I reply when I can or when I feel inclined to. So please keep doing that. I appreciate it a lot. Also, if you just want to listen to the audio of these things, check out the podcast feed. Just search Wrestling Sheet Radio on all of the biggest podcast platforms.
Boom. There you go. Follow him at Ryan Satin. Follow me at The Rocha Says. And we'll talk to you next time on the Raw Recap on Pro Wrestling Sheet.
ProWrestlingSheet.com